Storytelling. After reading the text by philosopher Prince Israel Zaar titled A Patriot Matching for Our Country, now let's listen to these stories. Story 4. Counter-Argument. Story. In the year 2026, the streets of Liberty Square were filled with positive patriotic protesters, PPP, clutching flags and chanting for unity as prescribed by the scrolls of the philosopher Prince. Among them stood Elias, a young man who had spent weeks studying positive Americanism. He followed every guideline. He was civil, he was quiet, and he bowed respectfully to every law enforcement officer, LEO, he passed. However, standing on the opposite curb was Sarah, a woman whose family had farmed the valley for 4 generations. Land the government had just seized via eminent domain for a private corporate tech hub. She held no flag. She held a ledger of debts and a photo of her shuttered gates. "Elias," she called out over the rhythmic, polite drumming of the PPP, "why are you matching for civility when they are taking our livelihoods? You speak of positive accountability, but your silence is their shield." Elias adjusted his flag, his voice calm and studied. "Sarah, you must free yourself from the unpatriotic angels of chaos. To shout is to be a member of the Union of Agitators. We must be the healers of souls. If we follow the guidelines of the organizers and show civil obedience, the system will depend on our goodness." Sarah stepped forward, her eyes flashing with a different kind of patriotism. "You call it civil obedience, but I call it a performance of powerlessness. You say we shouldn't depend on the system, yet you ask us to wait for the system to fulfill its promises while we politely ask for permission to be heard. How can we be vested in the law when the law has been written to exclude us?" She gestured to the line of LEOs that Elias had just thanked. "You tell me to be a student of government to understand the limits of assistance. I have studied. I have seen that the separation of powers you celebrate has become a wall of mirrors where no one takes blame. You say a violent protest loses appeal, but a silent choreographed march is easily ignored. Is it un-American to be angry when the American dream is sold to the highest bidder?" Elias looked at his pristine flag, then at Sarah's calloused hands. "The Prince says we must not whine in hate or sloth out of unpatriotic guilt. We must match in the dignity of nonviolence. Justice isn't a civil democratic ritual to be performed like a play," Sarah countered. "It is a struggle. You are matching for the idea of a country. I am standing for the people in it. You seek a positive outcome through politeness, but history shows that power concedes nothing without a demand that actually disrupts the comfort of the powerful. Your positive patriotic protester is just a citizen who has been convinced that their only right is to be a well-behaved spectator of their own decline." As the sun set in January 2026, the two stood divided by the curb, one holding a flag of ideals, the other holding the weight of reality, proving that the dark forces of political division were not always agents of chaos, but sometimes just the voices of those for whom civility had become a luxury they could no longer afford. This is philosophical, not empirical. The wisdom of Zaarrianism. Philosopher Prince Israel Zaar, January 10th, 2026. Thank AI for breaking this complex philosophical text by philosopher Prince Israel Zaar through a story for better understanding and for taking the Zaarrianism philosophy to the universe. The background video is Trianglerism, Immersive, inventive art. Hope you enjoy listening. Leave a comment and subscribe.